The MCAT is the most crucial test for becoming a doctor and the most critical objective metric in your application. Let's be clear about why this matters so much. Many medical schools use MCAT scores as an initial filter and cutoff. They can afford to be selective because they receive thousands of applications from the country's highest achieving students. Dr. Jubal, MedSchoolInsiders.com. High MCAT scores give you options. Students with strong scores have more choices and often get into top schools like Harvard, Stanford, and Yale. The average MCAT score for Johns Hopkins and Harvard is 521, while it's 522 at Yale and the Mayo Clinic. Keep in mind that this is just the average. Many applicants score above this, and they're the ones who receive scholarships and have multiple options for what school they want to choose. While premeds do get into schools with lower scores, you absolutely need a high score to get into the most competitive schools. Plain and simple, a high score opens doors and creates opportunities that just aren't available to lower scorers. That said, while your MCAT needs to be exceptional to get your foot in the door at elite schools, it's still just one piece of the puzzle. Strong applicants must also demonstrate breadth and depth across extracurriculars, secure stellar letters of recommendation, clearly articulate why they're the ideal fit for a school's mission, and tie it all together with a compelling and cohesive narrative. The key is strategic balance. Don't sacrifice everything chasing marginal score improvements, but understand that scoring well below your target school's cutoffs will eliminate you before they even read your essays. We've covered MCAT tactics in previous videos, but success comes down to 3 key elements: the right study plan, the right resources, and the right study strategies. You don't achieve a high score based solely on intelligence or even hard work. It's a combination of strategy and precise planning. The traditional MCAT study approach focuses too heavily on passively reading content. Most students are afraid to waste their practice materials too early and feel they should save them for later when they better understand the content. But this could not be further from the truth. In reality, practice questions are key tools to understanding the content, and they should be implemented from the very beginning. We know this works because this is how medical students study for USMLE, the next standardized test you'll take after the MCAT. Practice questions are heavily utilized as a study resource, not just an assessment or practice tool in the final weeks leading up to the exam. The scientific literature is clear. Testing is not only a way to assess knowledge, but also a highly effective tool to accelerate learning. At the beginning of your study period, you'll need to balance 3 separate domains. Number 1, content review focusing on comprehension. Number 2, spaced repetition with active recall focusing on memory consolidation. And number 3, practice questions focusing on a mix of application, comprehension, and consolidation. As your study period progresses, spend less time on content review and more time on intermittent review for specific facts or concepts you need clarification on. This is more targeted and efficient than reviewing all of the content a second time. Do not expect yourself to be a master of the material after studying content review resources. Simultaneously, gradually spend more time on flashcards and practice questions, as these are 2 active learning methods that, particularly when combined, will most rapidly improve your scores. Some foundation level of comprehension is useful, but remember that having this foundation is different than having everything down cold. Some students think they need to use half a dozen different resources to get the best score possible, but they are actually spreading themselves too thin. Again, take a page from the strategy of medical students. They only focus on the highest yield resources and wring them out for all they're worth, rather than superficially going through multiple resources of varying quality. You're bound to hear conflicting strategies when it comes to MCAT advice. If you're seeking optimal performance on your MCAT, look to scientific literature for evidence-based study strategies and to experts who have not only achieved top scores themselves, but helped others do the same as well. How you mentally approach an exam significantly impacts your performance on it. Instead of allowing anxiety to get in the way and cause you to freak out, adopt a mindset that empowers you. The pressure to do well is massive, and the stress can easily get the better of you if you let it. So instead, reframe the surge you feel to enhance your focus. When you're about to take an exam and the stakes are high, your sympathetic nervous system kicks in, pumping you with various hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. Your physiology changes. You feel stressed, overwhelmed, and under pressure. But when you reframe that, it can enhance your focus. I used to think of every exam as a challenge, a game designed to test your limits. Instead of focusing on what could go wrong, I embraced the opportunity to push myself and see what I was capable of. I reframed it as a challenge I wanted to stand up to, and I got hyped. I found that the stress actually sharpened my concentration, consistently leading to better results on actual exams compared to practice tests. The heightened stakes acted as a catalyst, allowing me to perform optimally under pressure. When you're feeling stressed and your sympathetic nervous system takes the wheel, remind yourself it's there to heighten your senses and sharpen your focus. It's telling you that you've got this. For more MCAT prep tips from those who scored in the 100th percentile, check out our MCAT study playlist.